Hello, so I've talked a lot about hero specialists. Like I actually put a video out recently about raid specialists. Like this kind of differs more like your traditional hero specialist, which is always more war focused. And right, there's definitely a lot of overlap. They're kind of like subtypes of each other. Like right, the heroes you need for wars are slightly different than the heroes you need for raids. But in either case, you do need Sebastian. Like I've said, long said, Sebastian's the best hero in the game. Like because he's super important in PvP, but turns out he's also the best hero in the game for raids too, because his battle song, along with his striking soul, allows him to do a lot of damage to the guild raid boss. I mean, I've seen him do over 100 million damage to the raid boss. I mean, he's pretty uber, and Odus Rennie is the one that helps you in wars and PvP. So Sebastian, best hero in the game, you absolutely need him regardless. So he is a must-have hero, regardless. So like if you're specialist on heroes, you need to focus on Sebastian. Like I said, if you're doing wars, like these are like what I call the Holy Trinity, like Aurora, Celeste. There's three best heroes in the game. Isaac and Jhu are needed for raids. Isaac's the main tank of your Stone Cold team. Jhu is very good against the mini boss. He's also good against Osh. But mainly you really need Jhu to really beat like Merida and Ra Ozo and stuff. Like he's really good versus that. The other difference between like I said, these is that you kind of focus on different pets. Like with raids, you've Albus the most important pet, followed by Oliver. Like Oliver, you need to patron on Isaac because Isaac needs a tank. So you want Oliver at least to finally ranked for the regen. But Albus is the super most important one because this is Sebastian's patron. This actually lets him do even more damage. Like Albus patron gives bonus, like does extra pure damage. So maxed out does 75%. But plus Albus does a lot of damage on his own with his ults. So Albus is the most important pet for raids. Whereas like if you go back to Guild Wars, like the pets you really need, like Axel's the main pet you use for Guild Wars. He's the most important. Like you generally want him, and then Kane is really important to have for Aurora's patronage. The other thing said is that you can actually hit a lot of synergy. Like fourth best hero in PvP actually is Isaac, so now you start to see a lot of overlap between the heroes you want for raids and heroes you want for wars. And if you had Jhu, right now you have a 5 character team, and like this is an okay team. Like you could probably do pretty good as like Guild Wars. Like so you'd probably want Axel in defense, but this would be an okay Guild War team. Like this team right here would actually be an okay Guild War team. You could put this on defense and probably do pretty well. You probably, let's see, you might actually, like I said, if you're don't have Mara yet, you could do Oliver on him. And then have, like I said, and maybe you don't have Albus or Fenris or whatever on Jhu. Maybe you don't have that yet. Like, so like, let's say you're focusing on those 4 pets only right now. Like, and you don't have the other ones yet. Like, if you're just focusing on like that, like this could be a solid 5-man team. That is good for, like I said, it'll get you the most important heroes for raids. And most important for wars, like yes, the raid team, but your Stone Cold team, you do want Martha and Nebula there. But my Martha and Nebula are kind of underpowered, and my Stone Cold team, like I did 132 million to the level 150 boss last week. Like so, this team, like even with the underpowered, like I said, you don't need to focus as many resources on Nebula and Martha. They're nice to have, but it's not as important. And again, like the Axel patron goes on Martha just fine. That King patron goes on Nebula. Like again, like having a patron on Jhu is not that important for the boss. Like Fenris is okay, is a nice bonus, but Fenris isn't doing a whole lot for him against the boss. It really doesn't make that much of a difference if you have a patron on Jhu or not. It helps a little tiny bit. It's not really relevant. He like said, if you're maxed him out or near max, like he will have more than enough penetration that he won't need the bonus from Fenris, and the extra 7k physical attack, it's nice. It's not game changing, so don't worry too much about having a patron for Jhu for the boss. Like so, this is like I said, so you can run an underpowered Martha or Nebula. Another hero you might want to grab is Thea. Thea is very good for like the minion fights. Like the minion fights at Jhu, Thea is a good combo. Like Ra Ozo, Jhu can practically tank a Ra Ozo. Like you might want like Aurora up front to kind of be a bit of a speed bump. So like said to kind of like said, but once Ra Ozo gets down to Jhu, like I said, you'll definitely, uh, like I said, he'll be able to survive on the strength of second winds. Jhu, like I said, he goes invincible with his ults, right? Like I said, when he's like I said, he cannot die. And lasts for 7 seconds. Sophia's passive ability, and this works even if she's dead. This increased ally speed by 55%. So, like I said, since Jhu is like when he's doing this, there's a lot of times Jhu will be at like 1 point of life, so he will be at below 30% and be gaining that 55% bonus the entire time. And that extra attack speed lets him attack faster, gain extra energy, which lets him ult again faster to stay invincible. And this is an important strategy for against in a lot of PvE content, especially for those mini bosses. Thea Jhu is an important combo. So, so if you were going to build like a kind of like a cohesive hero specialist team that is good for both raids and wars, like let's say these might be your 5 main heroes. Right here, this might be your 5 main. Right, like I said, we'll just do, like I said, and maybe you'd only have the 4 patrons for now. You haven't invested in Fenris or Mara or anything yet, but this team right here will do just fine. And then maybe, like I said, you have some alternate options. So now you can, right, like I said, maybe you need Thea for a fight, or Nebula or Martha or whatever. Like you can have options. A lot of times you probably be for Thea or Martha, you'd probably be swapping out Celeste. Jhu's not necessarily the best PvE hero, but Isaac's pretty good, right? And like I said, you can definitely get some wins with some of these teams here. Right, there you go. Like I said, like I said, maybe you do cut Isaac for and then do like Celeste here, and then you have Nebula between Sebastian and Jhu. That can definitely be good. So you have these options here. It's kind of like a hero specialist. Like I'd say those would be, right, your 8 heroes. Like you'd have your 5 main heroes with, this is your 5 main, and then you'd have Thea, Martha, and Nebula is kind of like your next 3. Anyway, I hope you guys found this video fun and informative. Thank you for watching.